Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And this week we got some more Gundam Breaker 4 news, starting with the setting of the story. It'll take place 6 years after the events of Gundam Breaker 3, and you, the player, will participate in the beta test for a new type of Gunpla battle simulator, which is called Gunpla Battle Blaze Beyond Borders, or the GBBBB for short. Rolls right off the tongue. But the main thing with this GBBBBB is that it can be accessed from home, and that you can't just use it for battle missions, but that it will also be used for like other online things using your Gunpla as an avatar. So they remade it to be a service that has a wider target audience. I do applaud them for not calling it that word, but they really should have gone with a better name. But anyways, while testing out the GB Quad, you will meet new characters called Tao and Rin, and you will form a clan with them. Tao is a joker and will be best friends with you, but he's also described as having a pathetic side, which I think is going to be referring to as like combat prowess, because he is described as being passive in combat, and even though he gathered a lot of information on the GBBBBB, he isn't any better than you. The only thing that it does do for him is allowing him to act as your tutorial guy. Other than that, he loves Gunpla and he prefers SD units, with his main unit being a custom colored command Gundam. As for his outfit, he is influenced by the Earth Federation, and with those glasses and pathetic personality, he is definitely giving me some Keith vibes from 0083. Rin, meanwhile, is an adventurous, aggressive player who is also very competitive. So basically the polar opposite of Keith. But personality-wise, she is described as being bright, caring, and considerate. She's also a GBBBBB newbie, but is able to overcome many hurdles thanks to her enthusiasm and determination. Her Gunpla uses the head of the Dead Side Hell Endless Waltz version, the torso of the Strike Freedom, the legs of the Wing Zero, the arms of the Impulse, the backpack of the F-91, the beam rifle of the Infinite Justice, and a shield that I can't immediately place, but I'm sure someone will know in the comments. Her outfit then is clearly inspired by Luna Maria Hawk's Zaft Red uniform, but I do hope she has a better aim than her. Because together with these two people, you will be fighting to increase the prestige of your clan until you're strong enough to take on the battle tournament. And we also got introduced to some other characters who we will be encountering in the Gundam Breaker 4 world. We have the new AI character Reko, who is an event host and the news reporter inside of GBBBBB. But despite being an AI, she doesn't come across as one. She'll sometimes make airheaded remarks and has become very popular with the GBBBBB users thanks to her energy, cuteness, and hard work. And she will often appear together with a returning character, Mr. Gunpla. And he will be reprising his role from Gundam Breaker 3 as the commentator, and he will also be the MC at events in GBBBBB. Also, because of his legendary status, his character model is also sold as an avatar, so they turned him into a microtransaction. In-universe, they don't really say if you'll be able to do something like this in the actual game. And our second returning character is Misa, who is now a 23-year-old office lady, donning an outfit inspired by Neo Zeon. And the description reads that she now has the composure of an adult, or maybe not, because when you look at that face, I think she's still got at least some of her Gundam Breaker 3 character in there. You will meet up with her at some point in the game, but they don't specify when or how. And they also confirmed the voice actors for these characters. Tao will be voiced by Kusano Taichi, Rin by Takada Yuki, Riko by Tomoyo Kurosawa, Mr. Gunpla by Katsuyuki Konishi, and Misa by Yuka Iguchi. And what was also revealed were some more Gunpla that will be included in the game. These are the Gundam Live Lands Heaven, Gundam Perfect Strike Freedom, Zaku Warrior, and Gunner Zaku Warrior. And then finally on July the 2nd, 7 PM Japan time, we'll be getting even more Gundam Breaker 4 information, so stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, on the figure front then, the biggest, smallest news was all about the Gachapons. The Capsule Action Strike Gundam is a set that I do believe that we've covered already, but it has now gone up for pre-order on Bandai's Gachapon service. There's two versions of the Strike, regular and clear, and they will be available in physical Gachapon machines as well in September, going for 1,500 yen a spin, 9 US. But what I do believe is a new announcement for this figure is that they confirmed that they are working on striker packs for it. Now, of course, this is like one of the obvious things that was definitely going to happen, but it is nice to have some confirmation for it. And the next set is the Mobile Suit Ensemble Gundam Mecha Collection. And I absolutely fell in love with these things the moment I saw them. Just as with the Strike, they went up for pre-order on Bandai's Gachapon online service, but they will also become available in physical Gachapon machines in Japan in September. And I don't doubt that they'll also be available as a 10-pack from regular Japanese hobby stores as well. The big difference then, of course, with the Strike Gachapon is the price. For only 400 yen a spin, which is $2.50, you'll get a twin pack of core fighters, a single core booster, a single DOP, a single Magella attack, or a single Type 61 tank. And what is cute and cool about them is that they still have the standard Mobile Suit Ensemble 3mm hull. So you can make some interesting customizations with them because you can just put the standard Mobile Suit weapons on them. And more cool figures are coming in late October, because that is when Ichiban Kuji will be releasing their third Witch from Mercury lineup. So as a quick reminder, Ichiban Kuji is the lottery thing where you always win something. But of course, the top prizes are significantly more valuable than the lower prizes. One ticket will cost you 790 yen, 5 US, and so far we have images for 3 of the prizes. The A prize, or the big prize, is this Suletta and Mirene figure based on the end card from episode 24. And if you get the last ticket, you'll also get a variant with a more subdued smile. And the D prize is a Suletta and Mirene Choco Noko figure set, which are absolutely adorable. For the other prizes then, we don't have the images yet, but we do have the description. Prize B is a visual stand featuring episode 24's end card. Prize C is a visual stand featuring the commemorative illustration for the series' ending. Prize E is a random acrylic stand, and Prize F is a random clear file and sticker set. And then just today, we got even more figure news. And again, let's start small with Volume 8 of Mobility Joint Gundam. They're set to be released in October, and for 715 yen each, 5 US, the available units are the Strike Freedom Type 2, Infinite Justice Type 2, Cholera, Gelgook Menace Mass Production Type, and a set of accessories and weapons for each machine, making for a total of 8 sets to collect. In December then, we are getting even more Witch from Mercury figures, with the first 2 being the Robot Spirit Sidemes version anime Lfrith and Lfrith Thorn. Both units go for 9,900 yen a pop, 63 US, and despite being very different looking machines, I can actually describe both the same way as well. They each come with 2 beam sabers with 2 beam saber blade effect parts, a shield, a backpack thingy that can open up, their respective gun, and a plethora of hand options. Unfortunately, both of them are stuck with the gun arm system active because we don't get any non-active pieces. Maybe those are going to be a premium Bandai version. But what will definitely be premium Bandai limited is the Figuarts Jeturk. It also goes for 9,900 yen, 63 US, and comes with a wide variety of accessories to express Guel's wide variety of emotions. With 4 optional faces, you can have him smiling, boasting that he's the best, snarling, or looking exasperated, and with the optional hair, you can even display him as he was after his bob face. So again, quite the figure. And what also went up for pre-order on Premium Bandai are the SH Figuarts Athronzala Compass Pilot Suit version and Metal Robot Spirits Infinite Justice Type 2, Strike Freedom Type 2, and Proud Defender and Effect parts. The details of which we of course covered in last week's Gundam news. But what I didn't cover last week is that both Witch from Mercury and Cucuruz Doan's Island will be getting a Western Blu-ray release through Crunchyroll. For Witch from Mercury, it'll be 1 steelbook per season, with episode 0 being included with season 1. It'll have both English and Japanese dubs, and is currently slated for a September 10th release. Cucuruz Doan's Island then will be a standard Blu-ray, but will also have English and Japanese dubs, and is slated for a September 3rd release. And since we're on the topic of animes, Gundam Silver Phantom will be part of Upload VR's Summer Showcase 2024, and Estrella will be giving out exclusive updates, as well as never-before-seen details and insights. The event will take place on June the 26th, 10 PM Pacific Time. Meanwhile, on the gaming front, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Zeta Gundam 3B type has joined the fray. Plus, they'll get to enjoy original simulation battles this weekend and next weekend. The battles will take place at the naval port, and each team consists of 6 set amphibious mobile suits that will be randomly assigned to each pilot. And you don't have to own the mobile suit to get it assigned to you, so anyone can join in. And on top of that, you can also get some rewards like a level 1 Juagu. Whereas on the Steam version, the Engage Gundam Booster and Ewak Nero have joined up. In UC Engage then, Alma Stirner and the Titania have become available as UR event unit assemblies, as well as combat power augmentation operations and a cooperative quest drop rate up campaign. And finally, in the Arsenal Base arcade game, Unitribe Season 3 has gone live. And it mainly seems to consist of bad guy mobile suits and mobile armors. From Gundam Seed, we have the original 3 Druggies, from Astray we have the Gold Frame, and from Shar's Counterattack we have the Alpha Azieru, which has become available as a boss unit. And I'm sure that according to some people, EO is the bad guy from Thunderbolt. And in other news, from July the 10th to the 16th, the very first Gundam-based pop-up store will be opening its doors in Southeast Asia. The event will take place in Thailand's central festival Chiang Mai, and will feature statues, displays, you can try out Gunpla, and of course, you can buy a lot of Gunpla. And then on June the 8th, the Kadokawa website was hit by a disastrous system failure that caused not just their main website to go down, but also a lot of their subdomains, including Dengeki Hobby, where of course, Advance of Zeta is being published. In a statement published by Kadokawa themselves, they say that they noticed unauthorized access to some of their servers in the early morning of June the 8th, and that in response, all servers were immediately shut down, and at the moment of recording, are still down. They have since confirmed that this was a large-scale cyber attack, including ransomware attacks, and that so far, according to their investigation, which is being conducted in conjunction with external experts and law enforcement, that there has been no proof of personal data or credit card data being leaked. Although they do say that the investigation is of course still ongoing. They hope that by the end of the month their core services will be back online, but that other services like Nico Nico might take at least a month to be safely brought back online. As for the things you could get this week then, starting Monday, the second set of Gundam Seed Freedom clear visual posters became available at flat Gachapon machines across Japan. There's 16 different posters available, featuring screen caps from the movie, promotional material, or art from the Gundam Seed Series Grand Prix 2024. And one pool will set you back 200 yen, which is a little over $1. And from the same day, you could also get the 7th volume of Mobility Joint Gundam, featuring the Rising Freedom Gundam, Immortal Justice Gundam, Gelgook Menace, Gian Strom, X parts for the Rising Freedom Gundam, X parts for the Immortal Justice Gundam, and X parts for both the Gelgook Menace and the Gian Strom. Each set will set you back 715 yen, 5 US, and also comes with a soda-flavored piece of chewing gum. And then finally, in late June, which means one of these days, depending on the retailer, we are getting 4 more things. For 9,900 yen, 63 US, there is the Cosmo Fleet Special Rewloola RE, which comes with some very nice weathering marking stickers, an in-scale Neo Zeon, which comes with its own display base, and a display base for the Rewloola, which can be configured for just the Rewloola, or for the Rewloola carrying the Neo Zeon. And then for 7,920 yen a pop, 50 US, there is the Gem series, which from Mercury, Tenohira, Guel-Kun, Elan-Kun, and Shadiq-Kun. All of which are some very nice and detailed looking figures. For this week's reading material then, there was the 3rd volume of SD Command Chronicles, The Great Pancration. The manga will include newly drawn pages, and will also include pages that had to be removed from its original printing due to page restrictions. So definitely worth picking up for the big SD Gundam fans. It is available from Figuarts, and I will have that linked down below. And what is of course also linked down below are the links to this week's Gundam apparel, as well as a guide on how to get them. But for this week, it's not a lot. There was straight up nothing from Strict G, and Bun could have kept it very simple. On the 14th, pre-orders began for these Gundam 00 second season clear pouches, featuring Setsuna, Lock-On, Alleluia, and Tieria. They go for 1,100 yen a pop, 7 US, and are slated for an August release. Which is also when the second set of Gundam Unicorn acrylic stands will be shipping out. They're available in standard size for 1,320 yen, 8 US, or in big size for 2,750 yen, 17 US. And, well, that's it. So let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. A few weeks ago, Gundam.info wanted to know which text from Gundam we would like to read out loud. And at the top, the results were pretty decisive. The 7 articles of the Gundam Fight International Treaty came in first with a slamming 40.3%. And this is of course a text that you can really put your heart and soul into when you're reading it out loud. Especially if you're doing so during a Gundam fight. In second place then, we have the Universal Century Charter with a still very respectable 30.6%. Although I do have to warn you that reading certain parts of it might cause a repeat of the 1 Year War. And for third place then, things were a lot closer, with Setsuna's email to Marina getting 15.4% and Casfall's letter to Artesia getting 13.7%. As for the currently ongoing poll then, with the Robot Spirits Buster Gundam being released in July, Gundam.info wants to know what the Buster's most memorable scene was. The battle with the Sky Grasper, the Battle of Orb, meeting up with the duel again, or the final battle. And so far, things are pretty unanimous, with an overwhelming majority the Buster switching sides to defend Orb is in the lead. And considering that this was a decision that was made to boost both its popularity and its model kit sales, I think we can definitely say that it did its job perfectly. And in a respectable second place, we get another consequence of that, being the Duel and the Buster working together again for the final battle of the First Bloody Valentine War. Like, I will never forget Isaac saying, "Gimme that weapon," and then weaponing all over the Raider. Third place then is a bit contested on Gundam.info, as they are virtually equal, but on Twitter, the results are more definite. Meeting Up with the Duel is in third place, and its fight with the Skygrasper is in last place. Which is understandable because it's the fight that the Buster lost and where the thing was recaptured again. Although I personally couldn't help but vote for it because like the entire battle surrounding it with like the Shrike and the Aegis is just one of my all-time favorite scenes from Gundam Seed. But if you want to cast your vote, I will of course have the links down below. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.